My dear friends, welcome back to Bee Spice. In this session, we'll talk about the differences between PSV, pressure safety valve, and pressure relief valve. Okay. So in fact, one of our friend actually, asked to give some basics about this. And of course, we are not going to stop with this. We are also going to talk about more on the, the design guidelines, sizing aspects, all these. But this is just a, intro part. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. So if we talk about this PSV and PRV difference, there are some criteria I actually, evaluated. Okay. First is the definition. Okay. What is PSV? PSV is nothing but pressure safety valve, commonly referred to as safety valve. Okay. This comes under safety aspect, safety valve. Then when we talk about PRV, it's a pressure relief valve, referred as a relief valve. So that is the definition. Okay. Then when we talk about the usage, see, basically pressure safety valve relieve pressure from equipment operating gases. Relieve pressure from equipments operating gases. So this is related to more of a gas. Okay. Then when we talk about PRV, it relieves pressure from equipment operating liquids. That's the only difference. Safety valve is operating equipment operating gases. So when you talk about the relief valve, it's equipments operating liquids. That's it. I hope this is clear. Then what is the valve opening nature? Meaning how the valve opens. See, basically in the PSV, the valve opens suddenly at instant pressure. Suddenly at the instant pressure. When the relevant pressure is attained, then it will release. Okay, you'll also get a pop-up sound, pop, like that. Then here PRV opens relatively, gradually and proportionally. So that is the difference actually between PSV and PRV. Okay, so these are the different differences. There are some commonalities also there between these. Okay, so commonalities in the sense the functions. Okay, see friends, both PSV and PRV relieve excess pressure from the system by opening automatically and closed automatically when the pressure in the system normalizes, right? So that is the basic function. Both PSV and PRV relieve excess pressure from the system by opening automatically and closed automatically when the pressure in the system normalizes. That is the thing. Very simple, right? So common type of safety valve. It's basically spring loaded. Of course, we are going to talk about this in detail in the subsequent videos. But again, we limit our discussion between comparison between PSV and PRV in this session. Okay. Then when we talk about the operating mechanism, friends, this valve actually has a spring. Can you see here the spring? Okay, which is attached to the adjusting screw. You can see here, right? Yes, the screw can be adjusted to compress the spring. Why? For imparting flexibility in adjusting the spring, right? The screw can be adjusted to compress the spring, thus imparting flexibility in adjusting the spring. Okay, the spring is attached to a disc. This one, okay, you can see here the disc attached to a disc using a spindle. You can see here, this is the spindle, right? Yes. So the location of the disc is where the fluid enters. Here, this gentleman, right? Here the fluid enters, right? Yes. Okay, this area. Okay, so this is where the fluid enters actually. Okay, so this location of the disc is where the fluid enters the valve and the system is over pressurized. Okay, so that is a typical operating mechanism. Then few more to add on the mechanism. Okay, if the pressure force is less than the spring force, if the pressure acting on it here is less than the spring force, okay, then fluid will not be able to move the disc. It will not move the disc. Okay, such condition is a normal condition, right? If the pressure force here acting on it is equal to the spring force, then the disc started to move actually. Okay, so the fluid enters from the equipment to the valve and start moving out of the system. Okay, the fluid enters from the equipment to the valve and start moving out of the system. Okay, so this is the operating mechanism. Okay, there is some differences again in the operating mechanism with respect to PSV and PRV. In case of PSV, when the pressure becomes when the pressure force becomes greater than the spring force, the valve actually opens instantly, right? Instantly, and a pop-up pop sound will occur. This is in the case of PSV. But whereas this PRV actually opens proportionally to increasing pressure and relatively gradual as compared to PSV. That's it. That's the difference in the operating mechanism. Okay. Then few more to add on. Operating mechanism. Here what happened? The escaping fluid results in decrease of pressure, right? So when the pressure force becomes smaller, when the pressure force becomes smaller than the spring force, again the disc returns to the same location and seals the equipment. That's it, friends. Very simple, isn't it? Yes. So that's the difference between this PSV and PRV. Of course, we are going to talk about more on this aspect, including the construction, design, all this. Yeah, this is for the time being. Okay. Thank you very much. And one of our friend actually asked this. Yeah, this is for him and of course for everybody. Okay. Thank you very much and bye-bye.